G'day, it's JB here. I thought we'd do a little test of some of the 4-speeds in the Trilogy lineup because there are starting to become a few more. What is pretty much a staple in the lineup is the Harp, has been for a long time. That's the typical Harp flight on the backhand there, low glide, nice reliable fade. Now the Dynamic Discs Lucid X Suspect, 2019 version, so it's been around for a little while. They are a little hard to find. Exactly the same flight numbers, but a different flight. I think the Suspect glides a lot further than a Harp does, but still gives you that nice reliable fade. I grabbed a second Suspect because the Lucid X Suspects are pretty hard to find now. This is a Lucid Glimmer Suspect, the John Nicholson signature version, and I threw it a little high on this particular occasion. First time it's been thrown, but still nice reliable fade and a little bit more glide. I am now bagging the Lucid X Culprit. Now the flight numbers suggest it is less glidey and more overstable than, let's say, a Harp. I don't find that to be the case. I still find it has a bit of glide. It is probably the only disc in this little section that has a bit of dome to it. The others are quite flat. Here's the new kid on the block, the Royal Grand Savior. Again, got it a little nose up, a little bit of an air bounce, and we got some decent sort of distance on it. It does say it glides a little further than the other two, but some nice reliable fade as well. So when we had a bit of a look down at around about the 60 metre mark, we found the Harp, and then these two out to the left, but definitely they've gone sort of 5 to 10 metres further on the flight. And then out to the right hand side we've got both the Culprit here, and just a little further up on the park there you have the Lucid X Suspect. Those 4 discs there all went out to a similar sort of distance. Certainly if I'd got the Savior and the John Nicholson Suspect out nice and flat, it would have probably had those go a little further as well. But the big difference there, the Harp finishes a lot shorter than the other 4 discs did. So we'll have a bit of a look at them on on forehand. I probably rely on my forehand. I think is probably a little bit more consistent than my backhand. Again, with a backhand, there's the same classic Harp flight, sort of falling out of the air but finishing to the right. Here's the Page Pierce Lucid X Suspect, and again you will see that it just glides that little bit more. It still fades, but you're just getting more distance out of it as you throw that. So we'll have a look at the John Nicholson Suspect, the Glimmer Suspect. This one I think I pulled just a little left, and but you will see, not going to turn over, it's just going to fade. The hand feel is really the difference with a lot of these. Here's the Culprit. You can basically give these discs a fair bit of torque on them and they're going to handle it. I put that on a little tiny bit of anhyzer and it still fights out of that quite easily and gets good distance as well. But what you will notice with these other discs, here's the Savior, is that they are different levels of deepness. The Harp is definitely deeper than the other 3. I would say the Culprit is probably next, but a lot shallower than the Harp. And then you've got the Suspect and the Savior. The Savior, the Harp, the Suspect are all pretty flat top discs. The Culprit has a little bit of dome to it. But again, when we have a look at where these discs ended up, the Harp finished shorter than the other 3, the other 4. Now we're sort of moving out to where the others landed, about the 70-75 meter mark. That Suspect went a little bit further than the two, the Culprit and the Savior, but similar distances there. So at the end of the day, I think for you, the Suspect, the Savior and the Culprit are very similar in terms of how they fly. It might be a matter of how they feel on the hand for you. As always, big thank you to my sponsors that support me. If you enjoy this content, you want to see more, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.